Breaking news out of South Asia. A significant development has just unfolded, capturing the world's attention. India has launched a series of missile strikes on Pakistan in a bold and unprecedented military operation known as Operation Sindoor. This marks a dramatic escalation in the long-standing tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The airstrikes targeted key locations, including Muzaffarabad and Kotli, areas known for their strategic importance. These regions have been under scrutiny for their military installations and have now become the epicenter of this conflict. Reports are flooding in, and the scenes on the ground are nothing short of devastating. Buildings have been reduced to rubble, and the air is thick with smoke and dust. Emergency responders are working tirelessly to manage the chaos. The strikes have resulted in significant damage to military infrastructure, but tragically, there are also reports of civilian casualties. Hospitals are overwhelmed with the injured, and the true scale of the human cost is still emerging. The exact number remains unclear, but early estimates suggest dozens of lives have been lost. Rescue operations are ongoing, with emergency services and volunteers working around the clock to save as many lives as possible. Pakistan has responded swiftly, condemning the attacks and urging the international community to intervene. The government has called for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council to address the situation. In a statement, Pakistan's Prime Minister called the strikes an act of aggression and vowed to retaliate if further provoked. He emphasized that Pakistan would defend its sovereignty at all costs. The situation remains highly volatile, with both nations on high alert. Military forces on both sides of the border are in a state of heightened readiness, and the risk of further clashes looms large. The United Nations has stepped in, calling for immediate de-escalation and dialogue between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The international community is watching closely, urging both sides to exercise restraint. The Secretary-General expressed deep concern over the rising tensions and warned that any further escalation could have catastrophic consequences for the entire region. He called for urgent diplomatic efforts to prevent a full-scale conflict. As the world watches anxiously, the danger of a full-scale conflict between India and Pakistan looms large. Both nations have significant military capabilities, including nuclear arsenals, which adds a terrifying dimension to the crisis. Both countries possess significant nuclear arsenals, and the potential for a devastating exchange cannot be ignored. The specter of nuclear war hangs over the region, making the need for diplomatic resolution even more urgent. In times like these, it is crucial for cooler heads to prevail. Diplomatic channels must be kept open, and efforts to mediate a peaceful resolution should be intensified. The international community must come together to encourage dialogue and prevent any further loss of life. Global leaders are being called upon to use their influence to bring both parties to the negotiating table. The stakes could not be higher, and the world holds its breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution. People around the globe are anxiously following the developments, praying for a de-escalation of hostilities. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. We will continue to bring you the latest information as it becomes available. And remember, the path to peace requires courage and compromise from all sides. Thank you for watching. In these trying times, let us all hope for a resolution that spares further suffering and paves the way for lasting peace.